Awesome, dude. Well, welcome to Wholehearted, you guys. I'm Tyler Patrick, your wandering therapist, here with Chase Jones.
Some random dude.
Yeah.
I'm going with that title for now.
Yeah, the random guy, the artistic guy.
Not autistic, artistic. You heard right.
That's right. So, what are we on? This is episode...
I think this is episode
like 14?
18.
18.
Yeah, so I put out 14 yesterday. 13, 14 went out this week. We've got
Those other ones.
3 more in the tank.
Awesome.
That are gonna 2 out next week, and then this one and the other one
Cool.
following week. So we're gonna be doing these live before long. I
Soon,
mean,
hopefully.
3 weeks.
That's the goal.
Yeah, 3 weeks, and we'll be doing live. So
Awesome.
that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey so far.
Heck yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But
Even if it is only 2 feet away from our faces.
I know, it's a little different today.
Yeah, having a big black eye just
Yeah.
staring right at you.
But yeah, man. Well, how are things going for you?
Things are going pretty good. We were talking a little bit earlier about dieting. One of our sisters sent out this request saying, hey, do you guys want to get on a goal setting or just set some goals with each other? Kind of a competition, really.
Mm-hmm.
And really, she wants to motivate us and have everybody be working towards something good. Nutritional, exercise, financial, and spiritual. So one in each of those categories.
Right.
And she put those to us. Chelsea and I were just finally settling into our place and getting some things figured out, getting our stuff sorted out. And now we're to week 2 of living in this place fully. And we're trying to set some goals so we can build some healthy lifestyle habits. It's been just chaos lately of binge eating whatever is close. If I can reach it, then I'm eating it. Yeah. Sleeping and not sleeping at every hour. So I'm really looking forward to this next step where it's like some pushing myself in some good ways. One of my goals is to run 3 times a week. I ran twice this week after we started to set the goal. So I'm counting it as getting there for the week. And then we lapsed today. I was telling you about that. I basically ate a third of a Sam's Club pizza with my wife, and she was all on board for it. She'd had one of those days, and you call it getting a case of the
Effits.
The F-its.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
It's like, well, my drug court clients used to actually use the actual term. Like,
Yeah.
man, I got a case that, and they'd say the word the F-its, you know.
Yeah.
And but basically what happens, you have a bad day, things start to fall apart, then you're like, well, all is lost. You know, I think the research term for that is the what the hell effect. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the hell? It's already messed up. Like, I've already had a piece of pizza, might as well have the whole pizza. You know, which I, by the way, was in today too. I was traveling with my daughter's soccer, and my sister showed up with a thing of Doughnuts, and I haven't had a donut in almost 3 months, and somehow I ended up with probably a donut and a half. You know?
Which doesn't sound like that much, by the way, to the rest of us.
Yeah, but when it's been 3 months and I've been pretty solid, it's,
Right. Yeah.
you know, I kind of had a case of the F-its.
Yeah.
So it all starts with one bite, and then it turns into a donut and a half, and pretty soon you're slamming half a box. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And at that point, if you just run another 2 miles, you've actually just done the Krispy Kreme challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not for the faint of heart.
No, that one's crazy. I've seen videos of that. It doesn't turn out well for people.
No.
So.
I am actually the perfect demographic for that because I'm just fat enough and I'm just healthy enough. And if you fit right in the middle, you're gonna knock out all the the dudes that are, you know, just slow chugging, and then the ones who can't just eat the 12 donuts. And man, yeah, that was awesome. It's a good race.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
I bet I'd beat you at it actually.
You probably would
at this point. Yeah. You would kill me in a marathon, but I know, or any other race. But if there was a dozen donuts sitting in the middle,
that might be the challenge.
Yeah.
You'd get me on that. So, did you have anything on your mind today? I have a couple of things I wanted to.
Let's go with what you got, because
yeah.
I'm scattered right now.
Okay. All right. So I was thinking about this as a result of what happened yesterday. I was down yesterday at an invitational for my 2 oldest daughters to run. And we showed up to this invitational, kids from all over the state running. And my daughters both had like just a really phenomenal day. They had a really great race. You could see it in their body language. They just showed up from the very beginning. They just looked confident. They looked strong. There was something about their, I want to call it their presence.
Okay.
Like their presence yesterday was just almost magnetic. You know, I was just floored by the way they carried themselves, contrasted to the week before that. They were at a different meet.
Okay.
And they were showing up sort of like they were scared, feeling like maybe they didn't belong there. There were kids from all over the state, and it was almost like, it's almost like they lived up to the presence they brought. And they both had pretty decent races, but they didn't do anything close to what they had wanted to do in the first race, versus yesterday they ended up doing really well in their races.
Okay.
A week's difference in training isn't what changed that. It was the way that they showed up. It was the way they thought about themselves. It was the way that they were prepared mentally and emotionally. And as I was driving home that night afterwards, I was thinking about that in my own life and thinking about the idea of presence. And one of the topics that came into my mind was parenting. You know, why do you do what you do with your boy? What is the reason behind why you spend the time you do the activities that you do?
Right.
You know, and I was thinking about with my daughters, and I started thinking about how sometimes I think I've been selfish in the past as a parent, because I do what I do out of guilt and shame and fear that maybe I'm not a good enough parent.
Okay.
Versus showing up and offering my strength as a father and as a man, and going into, say for instance, when I go and tuck my daughters into bed at night.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like late at night and I'm like, oh, I'm dead tired and I just would rather just check out for the night and be done. But instead I go and I say goodnight to them, and I read them stories, or I sing them a song, or I tell them a quote or something. But I do it with a heart that's like, I'm not a good dad if I don't do this.
Oh, okay.
Versus the days that I go, I can't wait to get into my daughter's rooms and sit and spend time with them and connect with them and see how their day went and make sure they know that their dad is there to give himself to them. I was wondering if my daughters notice that difference. And I think they do. I think I sometimes sense that my daughters want to caretake me and tell me I'm a good dad because of how I show up, instead of me showing up for them and saying, I'm here for you. And this is a safe place. I'm a safe place. I'm a safe force for you. And it's all in the difference in how I'm seeing myself and how I'm choosing to present myself to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So 2 different directions from this last week. I was on a call this week for a marketing meeting for the company that I contract with. And normally the meetings that I've gone to in the past, I've been the guy that shows up 10 minutes late. I forgot some stuff at my desk. I usually have a snack. When I sit down, I open up my computer and almost immediately check out from the marketing meeting. And this is probably embellishing a little much on to tell the story and make it a little bit more live. But this week I decided I'm going to show up with some ideas. I'm going to show up with an ear to listen and to give some real feedback and not be a background player. And it made a big difference in how that meeting went for me. I was engaged the whole time. Some of the ideas that I was able to share, people gave good feedback on, and we were able to kind of push a little bit further along. I even came away with more ideas after the meeting. There was so much more synergy and kind of an interactive element to it, and it felt really good when I left that meeting. I rarely come away from a meeting thinking that was great. Yeah. You know, I hate meetings, but unless they're with the right people with the right purpose and goals, and typically I haven't been the right guy or the one with the right purpose and goals. So part of it for me was showing up and being the person that I would want to have in the meeting as well. And that paid off huge for me in the feeling. So that's one thing, is I felt great because I showed up in the right way. Separate from that, this week was all over the place with trying to figure out our schedule. So one of the new elements that is in our lives right now, Chelsea's working part-time Monday through Thursday, right in kind of the middle hours between 11 to 3. And I'm working earlier in the mornings and then later at night to kind of sandwich that and help compensate. I ended up having to work because, you know, we were doing so much this week and had a few differences in our schedule that we weren't adjusted to yet. I ended up working basically a 10-hour day today on a Saturday, which kind of kills, you know.
That's brutal.
And I don't want to complain because it's phenomenal to have this situation, but it was different to me, and I kept on thinking, man, I don't want to work today.
Yeah.
I'd rather go hang out with my son in the other room who's rolling around drooling on his face, his own face. He's just drooling and rubbing his hand all over it and just smearing it, you know. I got some puke on my shoulder from that kid earlier today, and I want more. I want more of that puke on my body. All right,
Yeah.
it's an endearing thing to me, but today I didn't get to have that because my responsibility as a man was that I meet the hours that I said I was going to, that I committed to, and that I provide for my family.
Right.
And there were so many points where in the middle of the day working from home, I'm hearing the joy or the frustration even. I hear August just crying and think, oh, I need to go in there. I need to do this, or I need to do that, or, oh, I want to do this, want to do that. And my responsibilities being elsewhere. Chelsea was awesome all day. She helped me to kind of do my role, but there were points where I'd walk in to have lunch and just think, I got to make sure that I'm doing my part for them. It's you know, for me too, yeah, but so much of it it's for them.
Because that's who you are, though, and it's the difference in showing up to work and away from your family in that weak place of like, oh, poor me, I gotta go to work, like I wish I was with my family, versus this is what I do as a man.
Right.
Now you're stepping into your job with the right kind of intention and energy, and you're also doing it with the right focus and meaning and purpose for your family, and now you're no longer small. Like your approach, that's what I mean by what I was saying earlier, like you're approaching it with strength, and you're saying, I'm here and I'm a force for good, and this is where the force for good has to be, even though I would love to be with my family right now.
Yeah.
That's much different than, oh, I don't really want to be at work, so I give my heart half-heartedly to work.
Yeah.
But then I'm not even with my family either, and now I'm just kind of this like
Just floating.
small.
Yeah.
You're showing up small, and just the shift in that attitude changes everything.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I think. I wonder what you men are running into in your own lives, where you might be playing a little bit small and not knowing that you are, because you think you're doing the right things, but ask yourself why you're doing the right things and what kind of energy are you bringing, right? I just had a discussion with a guy earlier this week in one of my groups. He came to me. He's been coming for a short amount of time, and he said, hey, Tyler, like, I'm not coming to group anymore, which is cool. I'm good to let guys choose whatever they need to do. But I said, why? And he said, oh, I don't really fit in here. I'm not the right kind of like demographic in terms of age, and I'm in a different place in my own recovery process, and I don't really connect to anybody else. And he just kind of gave me all the reasons why he didn't fit. He's totally unique.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, that's cool. Like, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. I want you to do what's right. But I would challenge you before you quit, come for one more week and change how you're going to view this. Can you change it? And can you come and invest yourself as a force for good while still being willing to learn, and open your heart to connecting with these guys, even if they don't come from the same background as you? And you tell me if it's any different. And we had group, and he was way more participative. And he really kind of put himself in. He took the challenge, and afterwards he hung around in the parking lot and he waited for me to come out. And he said, Tyler, did you see what I did? And I said, yeah, of course I did. I said, how'd it go? He said, I feel way better. I think I want to stay. I said, all right, well, so whose issue is this? It's not even the other guys in group's issue. It's your issue. Like, show up and help things go right. Like, be the force for good that you were built to be, you know? And I think that applies to probably just about any other man who'd be listening to this right now. Like, there's probably some areas in life right now that they could shift their focus and their attention and their energy, and they could start showing up in a much different way. So that's kind of what's been weighing on my mind lately. And then of course I was thinking about all the things in my own life and thinking, especially with parenting, that's a new goal of mine. I definitely want to be able to show up as the father of my children and love them and provide that stability for them because that's who I am, rather than because that's what a good dad's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, my wife, I'm going to start showing up for my wife in a way where I can offer my strength, even if it's a difference of opinion, instead of being worried about her being disappointed in me because maybe I have a difference of opinion. So I'm just going to agree with everything, right? Now, I don't want to be a jerk, but she needs that. She needs the strength that I have to offer instead of me always just kind of playing small because I don't want to have conflict.
Right.
So
yeah, it balances out the relationship so much more than just being feeble and submissive, you know?
Right. And there's a difference. I think a lot of men in our world, they think now that being a good husband is being feeble and submissive. It's being kind and patient and gentle, but you can be gentle and still be very firm.
Yeah.
You can have both at the same time. I know that doesn't make sense, but it can be both.
Yeah.
And the truth is that men out there, most of you guys, your wives might not agree with it if they hear this out loud, but most of your women want you to show up with strength. They want you to show up with an opinion. They want you to show up with the ability to kind of hold your own, even when maybe they don't have a great view of you, or they're upset with you, or they're riding a wave of emotion that's hard for you to handle. They want that from you. What it does is it sends a message that you're safe, that you're stable. One of the reasons they married you is because they wanted your masculine energy to be able to fall back into that. And when you offer that to them, it gives them permission to give you more of their feminine energy, because they now feel safe enough to open themselves up to be vulnerable in that way. So
it's funny, I was just thinking about every time that Chelsea and I get in the car and we go to someplace new, and then we have to drive back, and I don't have to look up directions. She's like, no way. I'm like, man, how about that? On the opposite side of that coin is every time that I get lost, and she's like, can I look up directions? I'm like, just hold on one more sec. You know, I think I almost got it. You know, she's like, this idiot.
Yeah. It's okay to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
so yeah, that's what's been on my mind today. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to it or not, but
I feel pretty good about things. Rooster has been he's been having a whale of a time over here, just prancing in the dead grasses.
He picked like the worst spot. He literally came and sat right here and crumpled up a bunch of like dead leaves, like half of the episode. So that's what the crumpling was, you guys. That was Rooster just kind of like making his presence known.
Yeah,
so.
That was a good boy.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Let's call it a wrap.
All right, see you guys next week.